Good morning, everybody. This is Lakshmi Rajaram, and welcome to another episode of Women Inspiration Series. I am honored to have a very special guest today. She was born in Canada. She is a second generation Canadian citizen born and raised in Canada, and she moved to Minneapolis, Twin Cities 16 years ago. Her journey has been one of a very interesting journey from parent to president. And I'd like to invite her to our show today to tell you all about it personally. So please join me in welcoming an amazing woman, Pooja Bastorkar, the president of the Hindu Mandir in the Twin Cities. Hello, Pooja. Welcome to the show. Hi, Pooja. Can you hear me now? Oops, I don't think we can hear you yet.
No?
Yeah, now we're good. We're good now. Great. So welcome to the Women Inspiration Series, Pooja. I'm honored to have you as a guest today. In the introduction, I was just letting people know that you've had a very interesting path from parent to president. So I want us to get right to it because I'm sure everybody's curious to hear your story as to how that journey came to be. So welcome, and please tell us about how that journey came to be.
Of course. So, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. So it's funny, I don't really speak about my journey so often. So saying and, speaking in words of my journey, this particular journey of mine is it's not typical for me. So it's interesting to speak about it. So I wanted to say in terms of, parent to president, in the past, there's been many other parent to presidents as well. I'm definitely not the first one, but for me, this was my personal journey. So my first time I'm thinking in this current Hindu Society or Hindu Temple of Minnesota in Maple Grove, it would have been, gosh, I'm going to say when my daughter was about 4 years old, when we were looking for a good Sunday school for her to join. So stepped there for the first time and looked around, and I was obviously in awe. It was a beautiful temple, and how life proceeds and how, one by one, you kind of, have ideas and you step in these new shoes, and lo and behold, I'm in this position now. So sometimes things are not planned, but life just takes you on a certain journey, and suddenly you wake up and you're there. So
wonderful. So you've been involved for nearly 10 years, if I'm not mistaken, in different positions, in different capacities within the temple committee, parent, volunteer, and various other positions leading up to a president. And that in itself is an incredible story. But I want to step back a little bit, Pooja, because coming from the outside in, let's just say, you were born and raised in Canada, the second generation Canadian, exposed all of a sudden to Indian culture, tradition, religion in that aspect. So tell us a little bit about how that was for you growing up. Were you always exposed to this level of the Indian customs, traditions, etc.? And how did it feel when you came and took on this position? Did that pose a challenge for you? And, how did you go about navigating that?
for sure, yeah. So growing up in Toronto, Canada, definitely I was not, I was in fact the only, I'm going to say, person of Indian descent in my class, until about grade 6, I'm going to say. So there weren't that many. And it was the classic situation. The nearest Indian store was, miles away. So I was brought up with that. My parents as well, they were not very religious, not at all. So suddenly being in this position, it was new to me. It was and someone, there's not that many of us, I'm going to say, at the temple there's not, but for me the constant, I guess, complex, this was my challenge really, to be who I am and to be in this position, which I still face today. a constant complex of, hey, I just don't know enough compared to all of my colleagues or everybody who's around me. Do I not know enough? Do I need to learn more? Should I be asking more questions? So that complex sort of stays with me many times. But what I would love to say is that you learn when you're pushed into the pool, you learn how to swim. So I'm always Googling, I'm always asking the people around me. So you learn. It's a really interesting situation to be in, no doubt.
Okay, wonderful. I mean, we are all learners. I think learning is lifelong. That's what I believe. But also coming from the outside in, I think you bring a fresh perspective, a different perspective, kind of what is current, or what is exciting, what is new, and so you must bring that kind of an ideology to the temple. So can you share a little bit about what is your vision or your mission for the temple in your present role? But you may have had these ideas kind of leading up to today, but like how are you bringing in that fresh perspective to the temple?
So, I mean, I hope to say I'm a fresh perspective. I mean, it's hard to say, but what I do is anytime there's a new idea that pops up, I'm not, I guess, afraid to say that, hey, we've never done this before. Why don't we try this out instead? That's part of it.
Can you give
And
us an example or two of something that has never been done before?
well, one thing that I remember, the Kala Art Show was something, it was in 2015, and that was something that the temple had never done before. So it was, hey, why don't we try this out? It's an art exhibition. Why don't we see what kind of response we get? And the first time it was done, it was new, it was fresh, it was lots of good responses. And then that continued, and that was something that went on. And I think for me and a lot of young parents, especially, what I do anytime I have a thought for the temple, the first thing that comes to my mind is my own kids. So they're now 13 and 10. How would they respond? Is this something they would enjoy? Is this something they would approve of even?
Mm-hmm.
Because going into the future, it is them, it is that generation that will be soon taking over. So when you're born here and raised here, what types of things do you enjoy? What types of things attract you? So book clubs, outreach kinds of activities, cultural kinds of activities,
Mm-hmm.
all of this on top of the religious things that we do to begin with. We're a religious institution, no doubt. So you need to be all encompassing. You need to have fresh new ideas constantly to attract that next generation. That becomes
Wow. And how has the response been, particularly from the youth, Pooja?
so far I've seen good things. Again, it's only been 4 months for me in this role, and I think one of them has spent in quarantine. So there's still a lot more to do, but I think it's been good. My whole concept of even being in this role, even more for myself, is for more people like me. That if anyone out there can see me in this role, and if I can say that if I can do it to some degree, anyone can do it. That is really the main message I want to give. I remember a time, it was a meeting, we were all sitting around, and everyone was speaking about a word, and the word was Vahanam, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Vahanam, that we need to order this Vahanam, and Vahanam this and Vahanam that. And no one knew this, but I was the only person in the room thinking, gosh, what is a Vahanam, right? Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, I know that, Mushaka is, Ganesha's, or Garud is Vishnu's. I mean, if you asked me that, I know that, but that word I didn't know. So I had to Google it under the table, going, gosh, what is a Vahanam? Only then I could participate in the conversation. So there's many instances like that where you can bring a lot to the table, but you may not know certain words or certain basics or pronunciations sometimes that you need to learn. So if I can do it, anyone can do it.
And I'm sure you've always had the support, or you could definitely tap somebody's shoulder to, ask for help, or, further explanation or whatever. Like you said earlier, you are a learner, and,
Right.
you aspire for that. So that is really wonderful, Pooja. And I know that maybe others, I know this, but I'm not sure how many others know that, you come from an artistic background. I know we had the Art for Hearts contest recently, and I saw submissions from you and from everyone in your family, your children, and what great art submissions from all of you. And I'm not surprised that Kala Art was one of your, initiatives that you took, because this is coming from your artistic background.
Right. Yes.
Are there any more exciting initiatives in the pipeline, and would you like to share anything with our audiences, either about that specifically or generally your outlook for the rest of this year and maybe the future?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so there's always new ideas in the pipeline, no doubt. And I hope when this whole stay at home is done and we're able to open up our temple again, I could execute some of these ideas. But yeah, some fun ideas. Again, mostly keeping the kids in mind. One idea was to have for, let's say, over with our religious festivals, so Garuda and Nag Panchami, to actually have a full Garud, full as in a Garud, an eagle, and various snakes actually be in our auditorium and have kids kind of watch them and learn about them. So how do you bring the religious concepts but bring them down such that the kids enjoy them on a more on their surface level?
Oh, definitely. I think that sounds very interesting. And while I was in school, always thinks that practical projects made, the bookish knowledge come alive, right? So it sounds like you're bringing some of that practical aspect of it, the touch and feel and that tactile sensation of then, absorbing something and really knowing the essence and the stories behind why we do some things a certain way, which will be way more appealing to our younger generation. So that's great, Pooja. How would you want the audiences? I know this is particularly targeted for women, but this is really for anybody, broader in a broader sense. What kind of involvement would you like them to be involved in? How would you like them to engage with these exciting initiatives?
Well, I would say from a women's standpoint, so far what I've seen at our temple, I'll be honest, but the younger women who have young kids have been the most, they know how to juggle their time the best. So out there, if I have an audience right now listening to me, I mean, I would say, hey, if you are especially young, because you have the young children at home as well, you know exactly what this next generation wants. Please do come to the temple, volunteer more, take up some leadership position. And if you ever think that, hey, I don't know if I can do this, I can bet you can. So take that leap and take that next step for sure.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Pooja, for spending your time with us and sharing some of these exciting new things that are happening at the temple. And I wish you all the very best in your role as a president and as a parent, as an artist, just multi-talented. So wish you all the best, Pooja.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.